Going on, everyone? Welcome back to another TA fundamental analysis stream here at Sin City Crypto. My name is David. I'll be your host for today. A lot to talk about today is BTC just can't get over this 105.8 level. You know, we did get a close above, but got rejected immediately. As you can see here, how price action has come about. This little section here, we thought we were going to get a breakout. We did get a decent spike in volume. But again, we failed to overtake that level and flip it from resistance to support. But things are actually still looking good. We're still well above our 200-day moving average, which currently the upper band sits at $94,500. I'd feel fairly confident in putting in a limit order on BTC in this level between, it's a pretty big range, but between 90.7 and 94.5K. So just one thing to keep an eye on, but altcoins, seeing altcoins start to trend down as we see Bitcoin. Let's zoom into the 5-minute here on BTC. As we see that price currently is starting to rally. Look at that massive volume spike on the 5-minute for BTC. We'll see what price does. Again, I do expect to see a rejection at that 105.8 level, and we potentially will be looking to short that. Maybe we'll even short this on the futures market on BTC. In fact, let's go ahead and set in a limit sell order here for 10 contracts at 105,770. We'll see what price does. And again, we'll keep our eye on this. Let me throw some music on here for everyone. Hope you guys are doing good today. For those of you that were there during the morning show, it was a really good show today. You guys know my affinity for macroeconomics. And it was fun talking about what's going on in Japan, how people are feeling. Also, let me know the volume of the music. Too high, too low, just perfect. Let me know and I'll adjust accordingly. But again, kind of going back more on the fundamental side, we talked about how when countries run into problems and issues, they look elsewhere, and their investors look elsewhere, not the countries, but the investors look elsewhere. And you saw a lot of people flocking to Bitcoin. And again, if you just pull up the 4-hour here and let's tidy up this chart. Let's get rid of these. You saw these spikes. This was back at 5 p.m. yesterday, local time, got rejected at 105.8. We saw another big spike yesterday at 1 p.m. Excuse me. It was 1 a.m. and 1 p.m. Big spike, close above, again, got rejected. And we're coming in to another retest of this 105.8 level. This order has not filled. I do expect it to fill, and we look to take profits early. There's still about 25 minutes left until the market closes, and so we'll see if we're able to make some money here. It's a couple of things. I want to say hello to some people in the chat here. Papa Poman, Greg, Chipper, what's going on, brother? Curtis, Lurker. Curtis, don't lurk. Hit that button, baby. Chelsea said, love the show. I appreciate that. Love you that you love the show. And then Gary said, do you hold any Ondo? If you do you think get the $6? I do hold Ondo. I have a decent bag of Ondo. Let's talk through Ondo on a big, beautiful technical analysis chart. The best chart you've ever seen. All right, where are you, Ondo? And if I know myself, I won't be able to find it, and I'll just have to pull it up. Yep. Here we go. Ondo, let's pull up from Coinbase. Let's start macro. Start on the weekly. Pattern-wise, weekly looks kind of ugly, right? Bear flag on the weekly. So this range is between $1.15 and around 95 cents. And so if you can trade that range, and in fact, it looks like this might be a good entry on Ondo. Let's take a peek. Let's start to zoom in. Let's throw on our cloud. Let's keep our MA ribbon on. Cloud's holding up on the day, which is great. Let's look at the 4-hour. Below the cloud on the 4-hour, retesting our middle band on our 200 MA. Market cipher B. And you know what? Let's get rid of this. No, let's get rid of you. Market cipher B, green dot on the 4 hour, which is great. And then RSI. So this one, I think I want to put in a long order. So let's go in here and do that right now. We're just going to trade the range, okay? So the range I'm trading, going back to the weekly, this is a big range. Current price, we're at the bottom end of this channel here, of this bear flag pattern. Daily looks good. That cloud is holding up. Lower time frames do look like a, look a little bearish than the higher time frames do, more specifically the daily. But again, green dot on the market cipher B gives us a little confidence. Let's look at market cipher A. We did get a blood diamond that played out perfectly. Now for this one, I am looking to enter here, and I'm looking to pull profits before we hit. Let's take a peek at what that looks like. Let's go isolated. Let's keep it at 10x. Let's go market. Let's go 1,000. Ondo, yes. All right, that order is filled. All right, let's figure out our TP levels. Let's go to the 6 hour. I'm just dropping some horizontals and then kind of referencing previous price action at that level. A little bit of consolidation here. This is where we had our initial big run up, pullback, and then that next leg up, consolidation. So this is a good level, consolidation before we broke down. And so 96.159 cents. That's going to be my first TP level. Let's do partial 95 points. Oh, that would be huge, 0.95.6. And let's do 50% there at 95.6. So that limit order is there. And then if we want to push this thing a little higher, let's go on the daily. Oh, looks like our BTC short is filled. Let's TP at 1, no, because let's TP right here before our last swing, which is 810. And let's set our stop loss right above 105.9. And so, all right, we got 2 orders in. The first one is on the futures market here using Top 1 Futures, which if you want to sign up for an account, there's a link in the description of this video. Currently sitting at a $40 L, but I do expect BTC to get rejected. Ondo trade is in with a partial take profit in as well. That trade is in the green. But let's go back to Bitcoin, and I want to zoom into these super low time frames and take a look at what is volume looking like on this move up. Let's go to the 5-minute here on BTC. And you're seeing, at least over the last couple of candles, volume has decreased. We'll see when this candle closes where that volume comes in on Bitcoin, but I feel fairly confident that this trade is going to bring us a little bit of money. Market cipher B. Oh, a little inverse head and shoulders on the RSI. If we can stay below, that line on the momentum wave on this move up, again, 5-minute candle, I want to say closes in around 3.5 minutes. If we can stay below that, then that would be good for our short position on BTC. You can see we're starting to print a bearish candle. Depending on how this thing plays out, this could be a inverse hammer at the top of an uptrend. Let's zoom into the 3-minute. Decreasing volume on the 3-minute. We'll see how this closes as well. But again, fairly confident that this trade, so it's currently in the green, not by much, but it's still in the green. I'm actually going to move my TP up above that wick. So $700 profit target on this trade for BTC. And then Ondo. Let's go back to Ondo. Let's see how Ondo's performing. Currently in the green. Oh, in the red. I spoke too soon. 97 cents. So to answer your question, I'm long on Ondo, obviously. And then as far as my spot backs, I do hold Ondo. It is, if we count Chainlink as an RWA play, it is my number 2 RWA position in my portfolio. And so we'll see how this thing goes. Now let's set a stop loss for Ondo as well, because it looks like it's going against us at the current moment. Ondo, let's set our stop loss, and I want to go to the 1 hour here for Ondo. Let's set our stop loss right below this trend line here. And this is also where our 9-day moving average sits. So let's go 91.428. Let's see what that looks like. So we got our SL sitting at 91.42. And again, the reason for that was this trend line that we've had on here, multiple wicks. Also, we have some confluence there with our conversion line, which is our 9-day moving average. And we just placed our stop loss just above that. Shout out to Poman. I call him Not So Poman. Also, I made a promise to Mohammed. I'm going to make him a mod. All right, Mohammed, you're a mod, my friend. Don't let me down, all right? No more everything going to zero. Poman, 5 gifted memberships. So shout out to you. If you're a proud recipient of said membership, there's a few... Hi, Dad. There's a few members-only videos. Yeah. Thoughts on Hedera. Fundamentally, love Hedera. We can take a look at an H-bar chart. Let's take a peek here at our trade. So currently $30 in the red. I'll get to Hedera in a second, but I want to go back to BTC. We're going to see an RSI is approaching overbought levels, so we should see a retracement here. So this that trade should play out on the futures market, but we'll see. Okay, BTC, 1 minute. So you guys know the first thing I look at is volume. Decreasing volume, which is good for our short position. Red dot on market cipher B. This is again on the 1 minute. Let's go to the 3 minute here. Okay, so looks like our momentum wave on the 3 minute surpassed the line we wanted to stay below. So that is not a good thing for our short position. But again, I still feel fairly confident, and we are currently in the red, $30 on that Bitcoin futures trade. Let's see. We expect a rejection here, but we'll see what happens. Volume tells us we should see a reversal to the downside. So on market cipher A, green dot on market cipher A, not good for our short position. Okay, so we'll let this one brew a little bit. Let's take a peek at H bar, and thanks for the super chat. It was the Outdoor Odyssey. And let's take a peek at H bar. Maybe we could put in a trade on H bar as well. Ondo trade is in the red, 1.5%. All right, H bar. Let's work the high time frame. We'll make this chart look a little more clean. Let's get rid of market cipher A. By the way, guys, if you're not subbed to the channel, please do so. And if you enjoy trading, make sure to join our Discord and get the trading access. It's free. You don't pay us anything. Again, weekly Hedera, just like we saw with Ondo. Another bear flag here on the weekly, which we do expect these to break to the downside. That's what the probabilities say. Now on the Ondo one, we were trading right at the bottom end of that trend line on that channel, the flag portion of our bear flag. But this one we're not, so we're above. And so if I were to enter into a long on Hedera using this pattern to trade kind of that flag, you're looking at 18.166 cents for a long. But from a fundamental standpoint, love Hedera. I think once RWAs heat up, I think Hedera is going to be front and center. Let's clean up the chart on the daily. Not very good on the daily, and I'll tell you why. One, we broke below our 200 AMA. Well, we technically didn't really get above the ribbon completely. We haven't been above it since March of this year. And again, this is on the daily higher time frame. And we just got rejected off our upper band, which is not good. On top of that, we broke into our cloud and failed to retake our cloud, which again is not good. So short term, price action wise, Hedera looks fairly bearish. Could potentially be coming into a head and shoulders pattern here on H bar as well, which should break to the downside, right? Where do we catch support? Well, the first level I'm looking at to catch support on H bar it's going to be the bottom end of our cloud. And depending on how long this thing takes, we could be talking about 17.2 cents. Or if this thing goes out to, let's say, the first week of June, you have as much room as 16.5 cents before this thing ultimately turns bearish on the higher time frame. Let's go down to the 4-hour. Maybe we'll see some different on the 4-hour. 4-hour looks fairly bearish as well. 26 days trading above our 9-day moving average. And obviously, red cloud, price trading below the cloud, getting rejected at that 29-day or 26-day moving average, which is at 19.38 cents. But on the 4-hour, let's take a peek at market cipher B. We did get this might be a good thing, right? We got an inverse head and shoulders on the momentum waves. Should break to the upside. That would give us some momentum for that push. And then we got that green dot, which is good. VWAP trading above 0, which is good. RSI stochastic pointing up, which is also good. Let's get rid of that. And so lower time frames, Hedera looks fine, but expect to see some resistance as we saw here, the upper end of our cloud, which also coincided with our 26-day moving average. Expect to see the same thing if we can clear this 26-day, which is at 19.38. Expect resistance at around 20 cents. We'll call it 20 cents even. And I would expect H-bar to see a rejection and move to the downside. All right. Also, guys, if there's something you'd like me to take a look at from a chart perspective, please let me know. I'm more than happy to take a peek at it. I saw a couple more comments in here I wanted to highlight. Dadbod said, David, would you put money into AVE or ICP right now? Let me shut off my alarm. Let's take a peek. Fundamentally, I'm going AVE. I think narrative-wise, I'm also going AVE. Potential ROI-wise, it's a toss-up. Maybe I'll be more keen to lean on ICP on that one. But I just think, with DeFi and AVE and them integrating with really everyone, I think AVE is really undervalued, even at $240. So let's start on the weekly again. So now here, let's measure this one. So we looked through a few altcoins now. We looked at Hedera and we looked at Ondo. And on the weekly, we saw bear flags, right? So let's do something. Let's do something and see if we're out of the woods here. We almost. And so if we can retake our 50% Fibonacci retracement level, which is currently at $256. If we can push price above that, then this bear flag gets invalidated for AVE. If not, this thing is still in play. And again, you know what? Actually, no. This thing is just vertical, right? It's not a classic bear flag setup. I mean, this isn't really even a channel. It's just a V-shaped recovery. But again, if we can reclaim 256.16, I think for the most part, we're out of the woods. That's AVE. Now let's take a look at ICP. Price action wise, ICP looks fairly ugly. Let's take a peek. Let's get rid of some of these. Let's get rid of the price. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you, and let's get rid of you. On the weekly, ICP. Now we've essentially had two failures to take out these highs, right? There's one, there's two, and we'll see what the next leg does. So we're looking at around $15 and then $20 even. That is where we had that big ICP run up off of the back of Bob.Fun. Weekly cloud. ICP is one of the few alts that on the higher time frames, specifically the weekly, when we throw a cloud on, it is fairly bearish. There's Tron trading above, Link trading above, ADA trading above, Doge trading below. Oh shit. BNB trading above, right? XRP above, Solana in, ETH below, Bitcoin above. And so for me, ICP price action wise does not look great, but the reason I still hold my ICP position is because of the fundamentals for ICP. And on the daily, so daily we're in no man's land. We need this lower end of we need this lower cloud to hold, okay? And that price is $4.91. If we break below that, that would not be good from a TA standpoint. Let me get rid of that. But you can see, so right now, if you follow the rule of the cloud, you don't trade, right? You're in the cloud, you're in equilibrium, you're in no man's land, you wait and see. On the daily, we can even take a peek at Market Cipher B. Say nothing really to see here on Market Cipher B. We do have VWAP trading below, money flows in the red, which is not good. RSI and stochastics are pointing up. And let me get rid of you. Throw on our 200 AMA ribbon as this thing loads. Got 150 people watching, 33 likes. Do us a favor, hit the like button. It tells YouTube you like the stream and that they should send more people. Why is my MA not loading? Or is it, oh, wow. I was like, why is it not loading? Well, it is loading, David. It's just so far away from current price. So guys, if we just remove the cloud and you just look at, okay, what is it going to take to flip this thing from bearish to bullish? It is reclaiming this MA. And you're looking at very minimum, $7.64. If we cannot reclaim $7.64 for ICP, this thing is still in a very pronounced downtrend. Now, let's see if the lower time frames tell a different story, getting some positive price action at our 200 MA on the 4-hour. You see, this was a head and shoulders that broke down, right? There's your left shoulder, there's your head. Broke to the downside. We did catch support again at that 200 MA on the 4-hour. Let's take a peek at Market Cipher B. Seeing a lot of green dots on the lower time frames. Again, something similar to what we saw with Hedera, inverse head and shoulders on the momentum waves with a green dot. Expanding VWAP, sitting at 9.2 right now. We just need that money flow to cross over to the upside for the Internet Computer Protocol. We get rid of that. Let's throw on our cloud. We are getting some rejection at our 26-day moving average. Just checking in on this trade. Let's go back here. And I know I'm kind of jumping, guys, but markets close in about 5 minutes, so I need to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Do I take an L here? Let's look at the 3-minute. I mean, this thing should break, right? I mean, right? Just volume's been decreasing, and so this thing should break. Again, this market closes in 5 minutes. I'm actually going to move my TP up. We'll take the close we had from 9:30 this morning. This is a 30-minute. We'll take that, and we'll move our stop loss down. We'll move it down to 120, and so we'll see. Are we going to get a little bit of a push from Bitcoin to the downside as the markets are starting to close? Let's see. Our Ondo trade is currently at 2.6% in the red. And so, yeah, but we'll see. No, everything tells me Bitcoin's going to break down, but hey, definitely could be wrong. We'll see. We'll see. But either way, this thing's going to flatten all of our positions when the markets close. And so you're not going to carry any trades into the next trading day. But to go back, and there you go, we're seeing a little bit of movement here. Now we're only minus 10, so it's going our way, and we're currently, no, never mind. So to answer the question as far as AVE or ICP, at the current moment, I'm going with AVE. But we'll see. See if things change. If ICP can get another couple Bob.Fund style dApps in their ecosystem that can really get the gears going for burning the ICP token, I think it's got a chance to outperform AVE. But at the current moment, I'm going AVE. Nick, I highly recommend you change your name because we will never say your full name. But you said, is it too late on SWE? No, I don't think it's too late on SWE. And I'll get to that in a second. But again, we're T-minus 2.5 minutes until the market closes. So I'm just going to keep my eye on BTC for the time being. This is the 3-minute. Did get a red dot on Market Cipher B on BTC for the 3-minute. Now, guys, this is more day trading and scalping. So we do just look at the very, like, the super low time frames, like the 1 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute. Really, I wouldn't go anything above 30 minute if you're trading futures. And so this one, we're on the 30-minute time frame. And we're going to, I'm going to move my TP up again. We're going to move it up there to around 105.535. We can catch some. In fact, if we can break even on this trade, because there's only 2 minutes left, I might just flatten this trade and close it out. And there we go. Okay. Give me some green, baby. Give me some green. All right, done. We're done. There's a minute left in the market. And so what do we make? Oh, we lost $5 because of the fee. Damn it. Either way, could have been a lot worse. But again, guys, if you enjoy futures trading and you want to open up an account with Top 1 Futures, you can either do a challenge and get funded, or you can just get an instant funded account, SIM account. So you essentially take real money, or excuse me, fake money, and then turn it into real money. And if you're good, they'll take your account live and you'll be trading with real money for real money. Not to say that you can't take profits on your SIM account, which you can. Just make sure that whatever you trade, no one day is more than 20% of the entirety of a profit. And good thing we left this trade, by the way, because BTC went back up. It's at 105.9. And so, yeah. Also, guys, again, make sure to hit the like button. Okay, so we talked about ICP or AVE, right? At the moment, I'm going with AVE, but doesn't mean I'm bearish on ICP. And then Nick asked SWI. So let's take a peek at SWI. Now, again, my co-host Rob might not be bullish on SWI, but I am. I think it's the Solana of this cycle. Also, Curtis said, I only came for Robin. Well, you're going to have to come back tomorrow. No, get away.
Hold on, heard my name.
Curtis said, I came for. Can you just leave me alone? This is my peace moment, bro. I just, yeah. I mean, I lost money. I could have used that 5 minutes ago, but it's okay.
Guess what I just set up?
What?
Our new LED wall.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right, guys. We're calling an audible here, okay? Take a look at that. God damn. Yeah, so that right there, my friends, is a 12-foot LED wall that's going in our expansion set in the back. And so, yeah, we're excited, man. Those of you that are coming to Vegas and you watch our show, you got to come check out our studio, man. It is by far the most advanced and high-quality Web3 studio in all of North America. I dare you to find me one that has more functionality than we do. And so if you're in Vegas, especially if you support this channel, love for you to come hang out with us, check out our studio. And I think Rob is kind of panicking because he's got to start planning for that cigar lounge party that we're going to be having. So anyways, back to SWI. Daily looks fine. Weekly, cleared the potential bear flag on the weekly, which is great. We are catching some support at our 26-day moving average, which is at $3.54. And SWI looks good, man. Every move up, you see volume increase, which is what you want to see, right? You want to decide whether a move is a fake out or an actual move. You want to look at your volume. And I haven't used this in a while. Let's take a peek at our high volume points. And I think this works better on the lower time frames. So all this does is it kind of gives you a nice visual of certain prices and how much of these tokens were traded at those current price levels. So you can see buyers stepping in at, let's drop a flag here so we can. Buyers are stepping in at $3.63 to the tune of 264 million SWI tokens. And you can see both times price came down here. Time number 1, time number 2. And what did SWI do? I tell you, first time, 7.7% rally. Second time, not even the wick, just where this liquidity point is, another 5.5%. And so this thing is, you know what? In fact, I'm going to put in a limit order on SWI. Guys, sign up for an account on Buy DeFi. These guys are great. No KYC, no VPN in the United States of America. And these guys are awesome. You know, we've been working with them for a while. And so, yeah, okay, so SWE, let's go limit, and the $3.63.4. 363.4. Let's go 1K on this one. Isolated and long. That order is filled. So just to recap, Ondo trade still in the red, 1.5%. I did put in to the Discord earlier this morning that I entered into a limit long order on Bittensor, which, by the way, I did a Bittensor video today. You got to go watch it, man. It's one of my favorite videos I've recorded. You guys know how bullish I am on Bittensor. Those of you that are part of our Patreon, you know exactly how much I have for the most part. Percentage-wise to my portfolio, it's a massive part of my portfolio. And in that video, I explained to you why. Go watch it. You'll be supporting the channel. You'll be getting some great info. And also, I talk about how to stake dynamic Tau into the subnets and make money that way as well. So go watch that video. But we do have a limit order for a Bittensor long at 395. These are our two Ondo orders for the partial take profit and our stop loss set at 91.42 cents. And then now with the SWE position, limit long, 10x leverage at $3.63. Hoping that gets filled. But to answer your question, no. Let's actually do this. Let's go to market cap of.com. This is cool. You know, if you want to do some moon math and you want to see, well, what if SWE was the value of X? Let's take a look. What if SWE got to the value of Solana, okay? If SWE got to Solana's market cap currently, now, you're talking about a 6.8x, $25 SWE. Excuse me. If it gets to its all-time high, not where market cap is now, but where Solana's all-time high market cap is, talking about a 38, let's round it up, a $40 SWE. So, do I think this is for sure going to happen? No. I think SWE's dominance gets anywhere between, you know what is SWE's dominance? Let's take a peek. 0.39%. Now, we take a look at Solana's dominance. Where does Solana's dominance reach? Let's go to the daily, and let's clean up the chart here. So Solana's dominance peak was, we'll call it 4%, okay? I don't think SWE's going to get to 4%, right? And that happened, by the way, January of this year. Holy shit, January of this year. That was 5 months ago. Sol's dominance got, and I'll drop a flag here. Sol's dominance got to 4%, okay? Now, I don't think SWE's dominance is going to get that high. I don't think it has nearly, obviously, the ecosystem. But SWE's dominance all-time high currently sits at 0.5%. I think this thing could go to 1.5 to 2%. So roughly half of Solana's value, okay? And if we pull out our calculator, so calculator, and I'll move the calculator here in a second, but let's just do some math together real quick, okay? So let's say the cryptocurrency gets to, and you know what, I can do this here. Let's say crypto gets to an $8 trillion market cap, okay? And let's say SWE gets, we'll go with 1.5%. That would give SWE a market cap of $120 billion. Now let's take a look at how many tokens are circulating in SWE. Now you can do this at home yourself. We're looking at 3.3 billion. Let's round it up to 4 because, or let's round it to 3.5 because with the emissions, the token unlocks, those tokens are going to go up. And let's pull this back up. So we're going to divide that by $3.5 billion. So about 34 bucks, okay? Is that on the higher side? Yes. But again, that's at 1.5% dominance with an $8 trillion market cap in crypto, which currently we are sitting at 3.3. So around a 3.5x, no, not a 3.5x, around a 2.5x of market cap. And if SWE can garner 1.5% market dominance, 34 bucks is not out of the question for SWE, which at current prices is a 10x, a little less than a 10x. So to answer your question, Long way short, no, it's not too late to get in a suite. At least that's my personal opinion. Of course, I'm not giving you any financial advice. But yeah, I mean, got a text. What time are we leaving? I want to get my nails done. That can wait. Okay, just gonna take a peek at the chat here. Nick said, Rob with the fake chain. Outdoor Odyssey said Dovu. They track carbon credit built on Hedera. Never heard of that project. But as you say, they're part of the HBAR ecosystem. So we'll have to dig into it more before I give my opinion. Crypto7 says, show me the money. I'm broke, bro. You see that LED wall that we showed you earlier? Yeah, that was a pretty penny. Say, okay. Say is an interesting one. I have an allocation to Say. It's not much, but it's there. Let's take a peek at Say. Now this one, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but the founder worked at Robinhood. Pretty sure I'm correct. I forget his name though. Jagpreet or something like that. Anyways, look at Say. It's been underperforming. It's the weekly and not enough data. Let's look at the daily. So Cloud tells us daily's in an uptrend, right? But we do need to take some key levels here. And let me throw off the Cloud and let me drop some horizontals. Also, a really, really nice inverse head and shoulders setup here, huh? And looks like we're retesting that neckline. This actually might be a good long entry. Let's do this. Let's not use my shitty drawing skills and let's use an actual tool. Okay, so there's our inverse head and shoulder. We did get that break to the upside. And it looks like, yeah, we broke in below that neckline. So actually it's not. I thought that neckline held and we were getting a bounce off that neckline, but we're not. And so never mind on the trade here, but we can still take a peek at it from a technical standpoint. Broke below our 9-day and broke below our 26-day on the daily. We do have a little bit more room to the downside before this thing turns bearish. And again, depending on where, if it happens in this candle, you're looking at 18.7 cents. If it happens by the 22nd, so in 3 days, you're looking at 18 cents. And then that number goes up as the day goes along, as you see that cloud obviously moves to the upside. Market cipher B on Say. Nothing really. RSI, stochastics are kind of in no man's land. VWAP trading below at -10. Money flow still green, which is good. Failed to make a new high on the momentum wave, right? So that losing some steam and momentum there on Say. And volume tells the same story, right? Let's take a peek. This move up. Let's go like this. So this move up, we saw volume increasing, right? Right. The next move up, this move up, we saw volume start to decrease. Then we had one big spike in volume, and it's kind of just been falling flat ever since. And so we can try. Let's draw a fib on here, and let's see if we can catch any. Let's first take this move. So we're currently right at our golden pocket, or the lower end of our golden pocket. We measure the move here from around 19 cents to our swing high of around 27.6 cents. That is where we are. And you look at what Say did. Wick, and we saw a rally. Wick, we saw a rally. We're going to see the same thing. Now, we did get a wick all the way down to our 786 level. But again, that is from the move of 18 cents. If we take this fib and we take it down to the beginning of the big move, and we're catching some support at our 50% Fibonacci retracement level with our golden pocket of the bigger move sitting between 20.28 and 20.64 cents on Say. And so for me, this is a wait and see. It might be worth a shot if you're, it's not good to say, but if you're being a little impatient and you're like, you know what, David, I'm going to take the risk. It's moving up and it's catching support at its golden pocket. And so that's on the daily. Let's zoom into the 4-hour. Green dot on the 4-hour. This was a couple candles ago, though. So zoom into the 1 hour. See what we're seeing on the 1 hour. Momentum wave crossover, good. VWAP, money flow in the green, all good. So nothing to see on market cipher B there. Let's take a peek at price action on the 1 hour. Bearish for the cloud. We are seeing kind of bouncing between our 9 and our 26-day moving average here, right? There's your 26. There's your 9. We see price kind of bing bong, eventually try to retake this cloud. Do expect that to be resistance as it was here. Up here was around 23.2 cents. Down here, it's around 22.79 cents. And so for me, if you're looking to play a swing, I try to swing on an entry. Try to get in at this 9-day MA, which is 21.88. And then make sure to take your profit. I would take 50% out at 22.3. And I would take the rest out before we hit 22.62 cents on say. So yeah, so that's say. Fundamentally, I think it's the founder, right? Ondo position is in the red around 5%, but we do have our stop loss, so we're protected to the downside. Not too much left to go, essentially 91.5 cents. So if this doesn't play out, we'll look for that next trade. And then good thing we took that BTC. I think this thing ran to 106.1. So good thing we took a little bit of that L there on the day. P&L came in at -$5. But we'll see if we can make that up tomorrow because obviously the futures markets are closed. With that being said, I'm just going to take a peek at the chat. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. What do you know about analog proof of time? Nothing. The founder worked at Basket Robbins. Maybe he did. I don't know. But I know for now he works at, or used to work at Robinhood. XRP-A11 said he's looking forward to seeing our studio. Yes, man. We're excited to have you, brother. Thanks for the email. And so we're looking forward to hanging out, meeting up. Broker said, David, how much steam do you think this bull market has left? I think we see some wild Bitcoin volatility next week during the conference. Maybe we see Bitcoin peak, then Bitcoin. No. You know, that's a good question, man. For Bitcoin, I still think there's a lot of steam left. But notice I said for Bitcoin. For alts, I think for certain small subsections, there's a lot of steam left. Like AI, I think there's a lot of steam left. RWA, there's a lot of steam left. DeFi, specifically institutional DeFi, right? Think Aave. Think Convex Finance, think Curve DAO, think Athena, think Asymmetry Finance. Think that has a lot of steam left. Outside of that, man, I don't know. This has definitely been a different, weird altcoin market. We're seeing Bitcoin dominance continue to rally, and we'll just pull up this chart here. BTC dominance was falling, and it just had another big rally. I mean, you look at the daily here. Right, we saw Bitcoin dominance just fall off a cliff, and then just a V-shaped recovery to the upside. So you want your alts to run, you need this thing to crash back down, right? And so, yeah, so that's kind of my thesis for this bull market is Bitcoin, a lot of steam left. Certain altcoins have a lot of steam left. Other ones, a lot of them are going to disappoint, man. A lot of them are going to disappoint. So with that being said, guys, that'll do it for the show today. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoy this style of content, make sure to come back every Monday through Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And then also we have our morning show at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. And with that being said, guys, love you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.